right, Holeheads, welcome back to the Lake Town Wharf Resort, the home of the American Cornhole Organization Season 17 Panama City Beach Major, Panama City Beach, Florida. This is going to be a fantastic match, a singles main A bracket match. In the king seat, Craig Ervin, the world number 7, against Justin Duke, who destroyed Austin Hicks out of the losers bracket to come back. And these guys are going to be running out of the blue and red lanes. Craig Ervin, the lower seed, will be running out of the blue lane. Justin Duke will be running out of the red lane. On the scoreboard, you'll be watching their scores from here. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. These guys have taken their down and back. They have warmed up. They are ready to go. Fellas, whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and bring it. That's all it is about, is moving on to the next round. Who is going to be our world singles champion here in Panama City Beach? Justin Duke threw lights out. His airmail was on fire in his previous match against Austin Hicks. Craig Ervin can match him airmail for airmail if he wants to, but got a very smooth delivery with that right hand out of Brenton, Missouri. Lots to tell you about both of these players as this match gets underway. Right now we've got a couple of goose eggs on the board, and the first to post is Justin Duke, the lower seed. So these guys are going to work their way back, grab their bags, and again, just as a reminder, Justin Duke out of Lakeland, Tennessee, the 901 Nation is who he throws with. Family and cornhole are his two main priorities, and when asked about his hobbies, that's exactly the same thing he said for hobbies. So family and cornhole. Craig Ervin, we'll talk about his family here in just a moment as Justin puts his bag just a little bit to the left. Still possible to get that in. He went for it there with the airmail drag, but was not able to pull it off. Puts it off on the back of the board at the 6 o'clock. Unfortunately, with that last bag, he was able to do Craig a favor, and unfortunately for Craig, he almost did Justin a return favor by getting that bag in, but he left it sitting up just on the edge. Craig Ervin picks up a 5 spot, takes the lead back, and also gets that first bag back. Craig and his wife Ashley from Missouri, they were the feature of our ACO Player Spotlight on the American Cornhole Organization Facebook page. Former ESPN sports anchor Betsy Ross hosted a really nice segment with them talking about how it really is a family affair for Craig and Ashley and their kids. So if you have a chance to check that out, it'll be a few minutes well spent. I promise you that much. That bag sitting off the back of the board, not doing Justin Duke any favors, nor was that frame overall. Quickly, a 2-0 lead becomes a 9-2 deficit. So Justin's going to have to gather himself and find that lane that he had found and find that groove that he had found against Austin Hicks just moments before this match. Craig gets the first bag, controls the hole right up the center, decides he's going to lay a blocker bag there and make Justin fire the airmail. It's a little bit of a lazy airmail, but it gets up and in there, and a bag off the back gives him an opportunity. Boom! How about that? Outstanding bag right there, matched with a bag in the hole, and another 3 out of 4 airmails. Outstanding. How about that? Justin Duke showing you exactly what we talked about he was doing in the last match and what he was doing during warm-ups. 9-7, he cuts the lead, and he gets that all-important first bag back. Justin out of Lakeland, Tennessee, as I mentioned, also a big family and a cornhole guy as well. His favorite player is sitting courtside right now here at center court, Josh All-Day Glover, who is giving him a little bit of you-know-what during the warm-ups. So just before we started, Justin looked at me to see if he could change his favorite ACO player. But we told him no. So he slided his bag right up the dead center and right in over the top. That's going to yield another couple of points, and we're knotted up at 9 between these two boys. Again, the singles main bracket A is the king seat. Craig Ervin means he only has to win once. Justin Duke is going to have to double dip to advance. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, the host of the Taco webcast every Taco Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Loco time. If you know anything about the ACO, you know what we mean when we say Loco time. Nice airmail right there. Unfortunately, he drags Craig's bag in with him, but really an opportunity to clear the hole, and now it makes room for that one to slide in. But Craig matches that bag right there. He's going to end up picking up enough to put him back in the lead and break that 9-9 tie. So he grabs a couple, 11-9, and grabs that first bag back. Again, Craig, our world number 7 player in that pro jersey. If he wins singles this weekend, he will be sporting that pro jersey, and he will be available to receive an extra $1,000 bonus as a result of sporting that ACO Pro jersey. The ACO $1,000 Pro bonus at every single major this season, nationwide, all 30-plus majors. Bags are all gathered up around the hole. They continue to be, even though a couple have fallen down. And, one off the back, but one down, and there's a two-spot posted, and we are knotted up again. Justin Duke, 11. High seed Craig Ervin, 11. Again, Craig has to be double-dipped and beaten twice for Justin to advance. If Craig wins one of these games, he will move on. It's a nice bag up the middle to put both of those in position to be pushed through. If he comes in low, decide he's just going to lay up, force Craig to make the play, and he's going to also lay up. Now, ultimately, that's going to yield a couple of points there for Justin. Again, the higher seed typically running out of the blue lane, just to help you keep track on the scoreboard there on Scoreholio. First bag a little bit to the left, but still salvageable there as he does and picks that up and cleans up the board. Now that off to the left, that blocker bag there to keep Craig from getting access to it, gives him a little bit of a side bank shot, and just a little bit off to the right, and a miss and a nice airmail there. How about that? What a good shot there, and he picks up enough to tie it back up at 13. So we've seen a number of ties, a number of lead changes, but the first bag back and forth. That first bag very important with regard to strategy. As you're watching at home and you're thinking to yourself, why am I watching cornhole on TV? I can go out and play in the backyard. Sure you can, but do you know the right way to play? That's the question. You're not just wadding that bag up and tossing it at the hole to get it in the hole. Sometimes it's about keeping your opponent out of the hole. So you'll see a lot of these low block shots that end up becoming push bags just like that. Nicely done there by Justin Duke, taking both bags in. He allows just enough there for Craig to squeeze on in between. He's going to take those two and push them in. Nicely done. A nice finish there by Justin Duke. That will break the tie as these guys continue to work their way through the singles main A bracket. Craig Ervin has to be beaten twice. Right now he is under the gun 15-13. Oftentimes you look there and you think there cannot even be room in that hole to get a bag in there, and somehow these players are able to find a way to slice down the middle and get it in there. That's going to plug the hole, but depending upon what Craig does here, he may be able to clean the entire hole, and he actually does a really fantastic job of doing just that. No blood, no foul. Each have a bag hanging off the side of the hole, and that was a really nice shot from Craig Ervin to keep it square. And I think as you watch these block shots and these early down the middle shots, there's a block to the low right, and you think to yourself, okay, well then there's another one that's going to be a block, and then another low block, and you think to yourself, okay, I guess I'm not sure why I'm watching or what I'm seeing, but it's not as much what you're seeing as the consistency within which they're doing it, and the consistency with which both players are able to dial up the exact shot they want. There's one up and over the top, and he cleans the clogged drain, if you will. But it is that consistency amongst these players and their ability to pull that off. And Justin finds himself once again tied with Craig. Craig having to be double dipped to be beaten before he would move on. Craig has to win one game. Justin has to win two. That's a fantastic bag. How about that over the top? And then a couple of bags answered right there. It still costs a couple of points there, but a fantastic shot to muscle two of them into the hole, leaving the one setting up top. So Craig Ervin takes takes back the lead, 17-15. Again, 4 points away from advancing since he owns the king seat. Justin worked his way out of the loser's bracket, back to get into this position over Austin Hicks, player out of Kentucky. Nice airmail right there over the top and answered there. How about that by Justin? Outstanding. Throwing those NOLA bags. He gets it up and over the top. Craig does him a favor by putting one out off the backyard. Fantastic. How about that? Another airmail and a great push to get both those bags in and clean it up. Outstanding. Nice play by both of these guys. Our world number 7, Craig Ervin, here in the American Cornhole organization. Justin Duke continues with this 2-point deficit, as 4 points are all Craig Ervin needs to advance. Makes it difficult there for Justin to find a way to drag that bag to the left side end, but he's going to have to come in and step a little bit to the left, and with that right hand come in hard low, and stands it up, and nothing. All right, that's going to do it right there. That did not get it done. It did not drop. We thought maybe it would, and those 4 points are all it takes. The crowd was in shocked, stunned silence that those bags did not drop, and Justin gives it a 4, 5, 6 pokes before he can get them to drop. It doesn't seem possible physically, but that's how these bags work. All these bags are so different, but what a great match. Craig Ervin takes down Justin Duke. Our world number 7 advances from the king seat. Justin Duke coming out of the losers bracket, Lakeland, Tennessee. Very well represented here at the season 17 major in Panama City Beach, Florida. We are here at the Laketown Wharf Resort. We are thrilled to have you along for the ride. Lots more great cornhole on the way. The Laketown Wharf Resort is our home here on Stadium, your 24/7 home for sports.